entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey Fonville Foster, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello, everyone. So excited that you're here. Instagram has already been hanging with me a little bit, but that's because we're trying some different things. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been live streaming everyone, plus Instagram, but I think it's either my internet or something. They weren't getting the real live of it all, and so now we are changing it up a little bit. So they're right here. You guys are right there. There you go. But we're gonna make it work because we're all one big iRock family. For those of you who are new, hi, welcome to our Monday Night Lives. What are we talking about today? We're going to be talking about maximizing productivity in goal pursuit. Sorry if you can hear my child. I swear they were silent until I push the button. It happens every time. If you are a mom entrepreneur or you are a wife, you know that it doesn't matter how much preparation you do, they will make noise as soon as you start. But, you know, the show must go on, and that is okay. All right. So let me tell you guys a little bit about us. Look, I'll make this bigger so you can see it. For those of you who are on Instagram, you're just going to have to believe me that there is a picture. But a little bit about us. At iRock Marketable Business Solutions, we are dedicated to helping coaches, consultants, and other small business owners achieve their goals and unlock their full potential. Our mission here is to empower small business owners by helping them accomplish their goals while keeping their budget in mind, right? We care that you know what your budget is, and we're not trying to push you outside of that. We also care about what skills you already possess. And then we also want to help you utilize the resources that you already have. I can't tell you how many clients come in to work with me and they're like, okay, I see how much the investment is, but if I do that, I'm not gonna have any more money to do other things. Totally get it. Been there, done that. I can't tell you how many programs I've been in, and I've seen people invest and then not realize that they pretty much need thousands more dollars to do all the things their coach says. That's not me. That's not the iRock way. We are very clear when you tell us your budget to say, okay, this is what we can do. There are some things that we may have to do differently. I always say you have to donate either your time and or money. And so don't worry, we're going to utilize what you've already purchased. A lot of you have went out and purchased software. You got it on Black Friday. Kudos to you. Your husband or your wife got it for you for Christmas, maybe a birthday. We're going to utilize what you already have. We're going to optimize that. We're going to start bringing in money before we go out and spend more. Okay. That is how we do business. We pride ourselves on that. We are trying to help you, no matter your background, no matter your circumstances, be able to do this thing called business, right? Do this thing called entrepreneurship. And also, if you're watching, tell me hello. Look, I ain't even looking at my comments. There we go. Comments on. Tell me hello. Let me know you're here. For those of you who are new, because we always have new people joining our community. First of all, welcome. But a little bit about me. I am Corey Fonville Foster. I'm a speaker. I'm a trainer. I'm a certified business coach, and I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. We're based in Virginia, but we support clients all over. And I really love that in this digital age, we're able to touch people in California, DC, Maryland, Florida. We do a little something in the middle of the country too. But yeah, we're able to get to everybody and show support where we're needed, which has been really, really awesome. For those of you who may not be familiar with my story, I always tell people I got into entrepreneurship in a very, very non-traditional way. I actually have a background in the medical field. I was happy there. I know some people are like, I'm ready to get up out of here. I was very happy doing what I was doing and kind of moving up the ladder in that industry. But I have a rare eye condition. It's called uveitis. And I was not great at advocating for myself like I was for my patients. And I had doctors who basically told me, you know what, go home, go blind. We're not going to be able to help you. And I did that for a while. And I always tell people that part of the story because I think that if I don't, people think like, oh, she just was like, forget them people. I'm going to, do these things. Like, no, they told me I was going to go blind. I went home. I was sad. I was depressed. It was the whole thing. But luckily, I did not stay there forever. I started my first business. It was called I Rock Mind, Body, and Soul. It was a product-based business. I was out in these streets vending and peddling my wares, but it was great. It was a learning ground for me to understand how to have a business, how to understand my target audience, how to network. And I really saw that there was a gap in the market for other small business owners who were trying to really make a living doing business but didn't have a lot of money to promote, didn't understand how to connect with their audience outside of like vending events and things of that nature. And so, long story short, I Rock Marketable Business Solutions was found. And as I've grown and learned more, now I'm coaching others to do the same. So that's just a little bit about me. Again, if you're watching, definitely tell me hello. I see we got people on Instagram. If you're on Facebook, if you are on LinkedIn, if you're in our private community, definitely let me know you're here because I don't like talking to myself. I can see the numbers, but I want to see the people engaging in here. Also, at any time, if you have a question, definitely throw it in the comment section. I do try, if it doesn't fit into what we're talking about, I will go back and respond to it afterwards. But I don't want you to miss out on an opportunity. I always say if you catch me live, go ahead and shoot your shot so that you can get your questions answered. This isn't a sales presentation at all. Our Monday Night Lives are really about just giving value for free. But I do like to at least tell you guys what we offer as a company in case you do need support because closed mouths don't get fed. Amen. All right, so what do we offer? We offer done with you coaching programs. We have everything from just simple power hours, courses, up to group coaching and one-on-one coaching. We have done with you in mind consulting. So if you're a part of a larger organization, you can also get our services and we can support you there. Also, if you're looking like speaking, that's all in our consulting area. Done for you marketing. We have some really great, very comprehensive plans where we can do very little, offer you a couple graphics, all the way up to full marketing solutions where we are able to ghostwrite for you, create custom content and post so that you don't have to worry about that. You can go on and do the things that you love to do and you don't have to worry about social media. So those are some options there. We also have our Done Your Way virtual assistant services. This program is pretty new. We launched it in the last quarter of 2023, and we now have really amazing virtual assistants ready to support you in your admin and your digital needs. So they focus mostly on administrative tasks or digital marketing, and some of them do both. But yeah, you can get a lot of support. And again, we made it budget friendly. And last but not least, our Done As You Need. We understand that not everybody is ready or in need of a full packaging type service. So if you ever just need a website, a logo, a landing page, so a couple of videos edited, an intro, an outro, whatever it is, you definitely can get that with us. I do encourage anyone to check out our iRock Marketable Business Solutions website. It's iRockMarketableBusinessSolutions.com, and there we can show you what we have going on and you can learn a little bit more about our offerings. Like I said, it's not a sales call, so we're going to skip all of that for tonight. All right, so let's talk about the topic we came here to discuss, and that's maximizing productivity and goal pursuit. What does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to be talking about really enhancing our productivity as business owners, right? We're going to talk about some real stuff tonight. It may be triggering to some if you have not wrapped your mind around why you're not being productive, but it will be very enlightening and empowering to others. We're going to talk about, really being productive and getting to our goals and getting to our bag in 2024. We're going to focus on three main areas: goal-oriented task management, tools for productivity, and then balancing your ambition with being very realistic. All right, so let's start here. Common challenges in maintaining productivity. We all, right, have challenges that we are facing as business owners. Some of us may have all the things listed on the screen, some may not, and don't worry, Instagram, I will go over some of these with you. But some things that are challenges for us being productive, they just kind of get in our way. Sometimes we don't even realize they're happening. It's things like email overload. If you ever see me go live, I usually mention how many emails I have in my inbox. Your girl has anxiety. When it hits about 40, my hands get a little sweaty, my heart gets a little racy, and I'm like, I gotta get these emails down. These emails out of my box, and some of them may not even be like emails that need attention. They may be spam. Some of them may be reminders. Some of them are urgent. There's just a mixture, but it doesn't matter to me. I see the number and I'm like, oh my gosh. And if I'm doing anything else, I usually will stop and check my email. I've gotten better over the years where I try to like check it in the morning, check it midday, check it at night. But it's been a constant struggle. So if you feel that way, you're not alone. Trying to multitask. Again, if you watch me, I'm not just a business owner. I also homeschool. My assistant's here sometimes. We have dogs. We have things coming in. I have a whole husband. Like we have a lot of stuff going on. I also teach at a co-op. Like there's a lot. And so sometimes I find myself multitasking, and it isn't always helpful. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I have to tell my clients the same thing. Like we can have these different pieces of ourselves, right? These different aspects, but to be truly productive, we have to learn to delegate or allot specific time to specific tasks so that we aren't doing things in a roundabout way. Like I'll give you this example. I had a cleaner come over last week, a family member. So just so you know, I'm not like telling an expert how to do their thing, but needless to say, they were here cleaning, and they were cleaning out the fridge, and they would take out the top shelf and they would clean it. And then they would put the top shelf back, and then take out the next shelf and clean it, and then put all the things back. And I said, you know what? It would be so much faster if you just take everything out, spray it, wipe it, and then put everything back, because you're only focusing on one thing. When you're focusing on only taking the items out, it's a lot faster because you just grab. When you're focusing on wiping down, you're just wiping. You can just go from shelf to shelf to shelf. And then when you're putting back, you're just putting them back, versus when you're doing it in sections, you have to think of the task in your head as, oh, okay, I'm pulling things out. And that's a task that you're putting in your mind. But then you're switching to, now I'm cleaning, you're taking out shelves, and you're having to figure out, like, how did I put this one back in? Because the last one you put in was like 15 minutes ago. And then you're like, okay, where were these items here? And so when it comes to business, a lot of us are doing that. We're starting some emails, starting a project, checking on laundry, and then we come back to doing the project and checking the email, and then we've forgotten, or we've had to reopen a document or go back and check something, or we forgot if we started the laundry, we just put the laundry in, and it slows us down. And so I really do suggest, and we'll talk more about some solutions later, that we don't think multitasking is cool in 2024. We're going to leave that in the past and say that's probably not going to help us. Something else that's very distracting is unscheduled meetings. That could be even to calls. Maybe your significant other calls you randomly. Sometimes you have to say, hey, I'm in the middle of a project, or your assistant, your VA, whomever. Or it could just be somebody reaches out. This is one of the reasons I do not give my number out. Clients will call and their urgencies are not your urgencies. And now you've been on a call that wasn't planned in the middle of you doing a project for an hour. You lost the whole hour to somebody who did not schedule a meeting with you. And you've lost that time. You'll never get it back again. So we have to be cognizant of that as well. Other things, and I'm not going to go through all of these. You can see the screen, but all those interruptions, having an overloaded agenda, you basically have overscheduled yourself. Lack of clear goals, physical and mental clutter. If you go into your workday with 1,000 things on your brain, it's going to be hard to focus. If your area, your desk, your office space around your desk is cluttered, oftentimes that will also be distracting, and it just doesn't lead to productivity, right? And then let's be real. Sometimes life be lifing, and personal issues and personal stress bleed into business, and they can also stop you from being productive. So we have to really be kind of gatekeepers to our mental health to ensure that we're not losing time because we're stressed, or we're anxious, or outside factors are influencing how productive we can be in our business life. All right, actually, I went too far on my slides. All right, there's also some psychological barriers that kind of ties into it. So we already talked about stress, but some of us call ourselves procrastinators. And in 2024, I'm also going to ask us not to do that to ourselves, because I think last year I probably said I'm a procrastinator about 20,000 times. Let's not talk that negativity into our lives, but some of us maybe identify as procrastinators, or we used to at least, but we're going to stop today. But yeah, procrastinating. Perfectionism, right? I can't tell you how many potential and current clients, past clients alike, will not put out something because they're perfectionist about it. They're like, oh my gosh, it's not ready yet, and they're gonna keep working it and working it and working it. And I'm like, we don't even know if it's great because we haven't put it out into the market to get feedback. Like, let's throw that out there. But that also will be a time suck, just trying to work something to death. And then you might end up with something that isn't even usable. And now you have to start over. Fear of failure is a real thing. But I also want to counter that and say a lot of people have the fear of success. I have so many clients who come to me, especially in the early stages, and I have to tell them, like, you're not afraid of failure. You already know what your passion is, you know your zone of genius, and you're not acting on it. So it's not a fear of failing, it's a fear of what if this really works out? Like, I had one client recently who was like, what if they call back and be like, yeah, what am I going to do next? Like, I don't have all these steps in place. And I'm like, yeah, that's that fear of success, not a fear of failure. A lot of us have dealt with or may still be dealing with imposter syndrome, and that can really pigeonhole you into not taking action. Overwhelm is real. I work with mostly women, and the amount of mental overload we have is crazy. It can be crippling. Feeling so overwhelmed, you don't even know, like, you have so much in your brain, you don't even know where you want to go, where you want to start, because you're just like, this is just too much. I need a break. A lack of self-confidence, that's real as well, and that kind of go hands in hand with that imposter syndrome, because you're sitting there thinking, like, who would buy from me? Maybe I need to go take this course. I talked to a lady I'm telling you, I talk to people all the time. Talked to this lady just last week, and she's in business school, and she's like, well, when I finish, I'm like, girl, if you don't start that business, it's not saying you can't be in business school, but start it now. Start it now. And get the ball rolling. And it's a lack of confidence. She's like, well, maybe people aren't gonna take me take me serious, and maybe I don't have enough credibility. It's that lack of self-confidence, knowing that you are amazing already. Yes, you can get better. We all hope to get better, and we should get better, but right now we can still take action. And then some of us have a resistance to change, right? Stubborn as a mule is not just a saying. Some of us are like set in our ways. Some people say, like, oh, I can't learn that. I actually started noticing a trend with some of my older clients or more seasoned clients, that they were just like, this new technology, I can't. They want me to be showing my life, all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, that resistance to change will get you every time. Even going back to when the pandemic was really popping, 2020, people who were resistant to change and would not get into the digital marketplace, a lot of them just did not succeed. Their businesses folded because they were just not ready to adapt, and innovate in that new space. And some of us are just strictly just burnt out. We have burnt the candle at all ends, and we cannot continue, not the way that we've been working. And burnout is real, so we have to be conscious of that challenge as well. Now, how do we combat these things? Because now we probably have identified that we resonate with some of those challenges. How do we fix that? Well, of course, we're going to go back to our good old goal setting, right? Because we can't know where we're going unless we plot the course. We're not going to dive into a whole bunch of goal setting. Most of everybody's heard of SMART goals. I've done many talks, even as recent as December, about goal settings and SMART goals. But just to keep it simple, each goal that you make should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be relevant, and it should be time bound. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. But after that, when it comes to us being productive, because that's what we're talking about today, I actually want to talk about two different ways we can look at goal setting. All right. So the first one is the Eisenhower decision metrics. I didn't make it so Eisenhower can have it. But basically, when you think about decisions and tasks that you need to get done, you're going to put those things into 4 categories based on their urgency and importance. Okay. As a matter of fact, Instagram, I'm gonna turn the screen around so you guys can actually see it. But yeah, you're going to plot them in 4 different quadrants. You see on the screen, we have our importance at the top, right? Important at the top. That first square on the left is important and urgent. Then we have next to it, not urgent, but important. Okay, like, you got to get done, but it's not urgent to do right now. Then we have the bottom, not important, but still urgent. And then we have not urgent and not important. And I think that for some of us, when we make a list of to-dos, it might be more beneficial for us to put them in quadrants, because sometimes we're doing a lot of not important but urgent things, or we're doing a lot of not urgent but important things. And so I think we need to keep that in mind, because what I've found to be true is that if it's in our comfort zone, we're more likely to start there, when really we should be focused on what really truly needs to get done. Okay, so this is a really cool method, especially for visual people, to do this. You can do it every day. You can do it every single day. And instead of writing a to-do list that's, up and down or side to side, you can do these 4 quadrants. You want to focus again on tasks that are urgent and important first, and make sure you schedule important but not important tasks to be done as well. And then we're going to definitely delete, right? We ain't even going to worry about tasks that are not urgent and not important. Like, why are they even tasks? They don't need to be on our radar at all. We also, you can delegate things that are urgent but not important, because they probably aren't things that you, as a CEO of your company, need to be dealing with. And so I think this is a great method. Like I said, people who are visual, or people who really struggle with prioritizing. All right. Something else that I like for those of us who like to think through the process is this 80-20 rule, right? And I don't know if I'm saying this name right, but I think it's Pareto. I may be wrong, y'all, but that's the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle. But it basically means that 80% of the outcomes that we get, like the results, come from 20% of our work. And if you know anything about like the framework that I use with my clients, it's called the ARC framework. We talk about how we take massive action, which leads to results that leads to confidence. And so it really goes hand in hand with this model, because instead of you thinking that you have to do a whole bunch of stuff, right? It's really saying, okay, instead of trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, let's do the most important things, right? The things that was in that first quadrant, and let's just get those done. That's probably 20% of all the work we thought we were going to do. And guess what? Because we're doing the right things, that's going to lead to 80% of the results we're looking for. And I'll give you a real life example. Some of you have been working on your website for a year. I'm just going to call you out. You've been working on it for a year, or you've been working on this business certification that you've been going to for the last year and a half, right? And neither of those things are going to get you 80% of the results that you're looking for as a business owner, period. Let's just be real. They're not. What is going to help you is lead generation, actually going out and finding and connecting and engaging with your target audience. But you didn't want to do that. Why? Because it was uncomfortable. You wanted to do a whole bunch of stuff, right? You wanted to make all these website pages and lead magnet pages to connect. You doing all this, you drafting up emails, ain't sitting out of one because you don't have an email list. You're doing all these things, right? 80% of the things, but those are not going to get you results. You really have to focus on the things that need to be done, that are urgently important, because those are going to give you 80% of the results that you're looking for. So I love this model. I definitely think it gives you a visual understanding of actually doing things that are important, because that is what's going to push you forward, not just the fact that you're doing tasks. Okay. And also something that I will always harp back on is going back to those goals that you initially set and breaking those down into as small as pieces as possible, action items to get them done. Once you have those action items, something that's really great is for you to really look into productivity tools and resources. And I have a little typo in here, but the first one is actually supposed to be Trello. That's because I was typing fast. But yeah, Trello. Trello is actually something I've used for years. I use it for my clients. It's free. They have a paid version, but I've never needed it, and I've never had a client that's needed the paid version. But these are really great tools to help you kind of deal with project management issues. Oftentimes, I feel like people get overwhelmed because the project seems too big. It seems to have too many parts, and software like Trello, Asana, Todoist, Monday.com, ClickUp, Evernote, Microsoft To Do, Smartsheet, Notion, Airtable, they're really great for helping you put tasks in a place where you can check them off. You can see that they're done. You can monitor progress. Some of these even have a group element or team element where multiple people can work on projects together. That's why I love Trello. You can even put in files, pictures, links. It's a really great place to just kind of have everything in one place, so you're not having to remember if something's in a Google Doc, if something's in a Drive, in a Dropbox, if you put a note here, you get an action there. Like if you have a checklist, all that can be put in one place. So I definitely recommend, if nothing else, you grabbing yourself a Trello. Some of these platforms cost, some of them are free. Some of them you may need to upgrade. Some of them you can probably live the free version. It's a preference thing, but find a tool that is going to work for you. There's also some time management tools. So maybe you're good at like project management and like understanding what tasks you need to be done, but you're losing track of time. And I'm big into auditing your time and being honest and saying, this is where my time is going. So there's some really cool resources for that. Things like rescue time, focus at will, toggle, promote, what's it called? Pomdome? Pomdome. I think that's how you say it. Be focused, Clockify. Clockify is something I actually have used with my team as well because I want to know what you're doing as well. But you can clock your time, Time Tree, Forest, Freedom, and Timely. Timely is also a really good one. But these are great for just clocking your hours. Even though you own the company, why not clock your hours so that you can see how productive you truly are? I'm really honest about things that I know, and I've talked about it before. We lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves all the time. We will tell ourselves that we're super busy. Then we'll go sit with our coach and say that we're super busy and that's why things didn't get done. But if we actually are honest and we pull out an audit of our time, we watched a TV show here, we went outside here, we took a walk there, we took a break, we did this, we did that. And yeah, the work didn't get done, not because we didn't have the time, but because we did not utilize our time effectively. All right, something else that I do recommend is for you to use a planner. They are really great. Plenty of people are digital planners, so digital kind of planning people. So you like to use planners that are online. I think that's also great if you have a team or you do a lot of meetings. And I do use like Google Meetings. Like I have them on my Google Calendar. But I use they're through Zoom, but I use a Google Calendar. I also have a digital planner that I actually created, and then I have a paper planner that I created. This was a work in progress last year. There we go, so you can see it. But yeah, it's a daily planner, and it's for business. This will actually be available to you guys soon. But I love it, and I've been a hybrid. That's what it's called, a hybrid planner for years, where I've used paper and digital. Some people just are straight digital, and some people have to be straight paper. That's just how they are. But either way, I do recommend you having a planner because you can go back and see what you did each day, which is great. You can also put notes and thoughts. You can keep track of meetings. You can have your to-do list in one place. You also can intertwine personal if you have doctor's appointments, soccer games, what have you. I think it's just a great kind of catch-all. Hello, hello, I see you. Catch-all for being productive. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about this idea of balancing ambition with realistic goals. This is real. I think even for myself, I dealt with this issue because I would have these humongous aspirations for myself. And when I did not get to them, I was disappointed. Right. But the question I didn't ask myself when I was making all these bazillion to-do lists and these lofty plans is what is my capacity? So I'm going to ask you, what is your capacity? How much time can you truly devote to your business? A couple weeks ago, I was telling you about a new client, and I was saying how she was like, okay, I work late this day at my 9 to 5, but maybe I can work a little bit. Like, nah. If you know Wednesdays is a late day for you at work, let's just not work on Wednesdays. Let's not work on the business on Wednesdays. Let's just make up that time another day because it's probably not truly in your capacity to be productive after a long, long day at work, to then come after you eat dinner, do your house stuff, take a shower, decompress, and then try to do another 5 hours of work and get to sleep and start the next day. It's not going to happen. And so we have to be really realistic when we are trying to be productive and say, what is our capacity? What can we get done, right? When we think about these things too, we have to think about achievable targets. So when we do our, not just our to-dos, but when we set our big goals and say, okay, what's truly achievable? If you haven't made a sale in a year, right? Like your first year of business, you haven't made a sale or what have you. I have some people who reach out to me and I'm like, we have questions. They'll say $0 they've made in their business ever. And then they'll say, I want to make $100,000 this year. I'm like, really? I mean, it could happen, but I don't know if it's realistic because there's probably a reason why you're looking for a business coach. Excuse me. There's probably a lot of things we need to fix, and they take time. And even if we get you revenue, which I think you definitely can get some revenue a year, it may not be 100,000. And so we have to be realistic about that and set real expectations and have achievable targets, because we can put it on paper and say we're gonna make 100,000, but if we don't have the things in place to get to that, and we haven't been building on something, we're not going to get there. Um, a lot of times too, I see people overcommit because they don't want to say no, and that can be a time sucker. I get some of you want to do volunteering, maybe church commitments, maybe you want to be the classroom mom at your kid's school, but we cannot commit to everything and still think that we're going to be as productive as we need to be in our business. There has to be things we have to say no to. And like, I'm not gonna laugh. If anybody's seen the, what is it, Club Shay Shay with Cat Williams, it's like, you gotta tell him no. Sorry, it just popped in my head. That's when you got ADHD. It just pops in. But yeah, you're overcommitting to things. Some of you are not being flexible. You may have created a goal in January. You get to June and realize that's not a feasible goal, but you refuse to adjust it. And so all for the rest of the year, you're just mad because you're not achieving the goal you set. Well, things happen, and that goal we knew in June wasn't going to be accomplished. We probably knew back in March it wasn't going to be accomplished. We should have adjusted it. We should have been more flexible. And so those are some things you really do need to consider to be productive. Because if you're spending your time working on goals that are not achievable, that you don't have the capacity to achieve, and you've overcommitted in other areas, you are not going to be able to be productive and hit your goals. Simple as that. Now let's talk about um, really maintaining motivation and focus. Because I can tell you to be productive, I can give you the tools, but let's just be real. Some days life is hard. Some seasons of life, entrepreneurship is just soul sucking. Like, I have to be real, it's hard. And so there are some things that we can do that can help us. I actually was talking to one of my good friends a couple weeks ago about like self care, and she we talk a lot, and she sees me do like my self care. She's like, "Oh, maybe I should get like a skincare routine, and it looks so, it looks like it really helps you." And I was like, "But you don't like skincare and you don't like makeup." I was like, "It only helps me because it's part of the things that make me happy. You shouldn't put a routine in your life and call it self care if it's not something that brings you joy." And so when I talk about self care, or any of these strategies for motivating yourself, take them as ideas, but make sure whatever you choose to do is something that actually you resonate with and actually will motivate you. Because just because it motivates someone else doesn't mean it's going to motivate you. I like money. I'm going to be honest about it. I like shopping. I like money. I like wigs. I like workout clothes, even though I don't like working out. These are things that motivate me. If somebody says, "Girl, I'll get you 2 new workout outfits," I'm going to get to that goal. Am I going to ever work out? Probably not. But I'm going to look cute in my yoga pants and in my cute little shirt, and that's something I really enjoy. Somebody tell me they're gonna buy me a wig. Oh yes, I'm down. Um, New skincare products, yes, I'm gonna keep going. And so we have to figure out what works for you. But these are just some suggestions. Um, you can make smaller milestones that you can celebrate. You can create a vision board, which is really fun. You can actually, keep that business plan sitting down next to you. That motivates you to be like, "Hey, I'm staying on target." Rewards and incentives are amazing. Reflect on your why. Some of your whys are so like life changing, right? I had a client who was helping kids in Africa that had no access to the resources they need. Like, they didn't have like SPED like we do here, there. And so that why can keep you running for a while, right? You're on fumes, and that why will keep you just chugging along. And so knowing your why and reconnecting with that as often as you need can also help you and maintain your motivation and your focus. Managing your own stress and burnout in whatever way helps you is great. That may be running, that may be just taking a walk, that may be, look, some of y'all may have prayer closets. Y'all need to just go ahead up in there and sit down for a bit and get, crack open your Bible. Whatever it is, you need to do that thing. And you need to have it so that you know that it's what's going to help you refocus and utilize it. Don't just say, "Okay, I'm going to do self care. I'm going to put this reward I'm gonna do this reward, but you never put it out in front of you to say that you're gonna get it, and you don't actually follow through. It's like it's not gonna be helpful. Something that I do, and I actually posted it, I think on my TikTok. I don't think anybody else got it yet, but I do something called high maintenance to low maintenance days every Sunday. If I can't, I try my hardest not to miss the time frame, but every Sunday I do a high maintenance to be low maintenance day. And that is where I try to get as much done to set myself up for the week. I do laundry, I run errands, I meal prep, I take an everything shower, I do my sauna, my face mask. I lay my edges for the week, I glue down a wig, I do whatever I need to do. So that when the week starts and I know I have to be a mom and a wife and an entrepreneur, I don't have to worry about laundry. I don't have to worry about cooking meals. Literally, if I go down to my fridge right now, we all have a section on the shelf and I can pull out a meal and throw it in the microwave. That may not be everybody's cup of tea, but guess what? I'm not worried right now that my son has food to eat because I'm doing a live. I'm able to focus on you guys because it's already done, right? It's already done. And so, you may have to figure out what your high maintenance needs are, but being high maintenance for one day frees up so much of my time for the week. I was really looking at how many times, like how many hours I was spending cooking every day, right? Because it's not just cooking, it's thinking about what you want to cook, defrosting it or taking the food out, prepping the food, cooking the food, eating the food, cleaning up what you messed up, putting away any additional dishes, and then thinking about, do I have enough leftovers for tomorrow to eat lunch? like it was a lot. Versus at one moment I have to think about what I want to eat for the week. I have to order it. It gets delivered to my house. I take the groceries out. I prep all the food for the week. I put the containers in. It takes me 3 hours. I got it down to a science. 3 hours of work for the whole week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner done. And there's still opportunity. My husband decides he wants to eat something else, or my son decides he wants to eat something else. He can. My son just told me today he want to take a grilled cheese to Co-op tomorrow. I can do a grilled cheese, but it's not going to take a whole bunch of my time for the week when I can be working. So that's something to consider. And guys, if nothing else, remember the importance of taking breaks. Remember that you are important. You are deserving of breaks. You are deserving of rest. And in truth be told, our productivity slows down when we just push ourselves past our limit. My great grandmother, I believe, used I'm pretty sure she was the one who coined that phrase of like, if you don't shut it down, your body will shut you down, or something to that effect. Oftentimes we think we can just tell our bodies we're not going to take a break and we're going to push through, but eventually your eyes will close, your mind will stop, and you will go to sleep. You will be down. And oftentimes it takes a lot longer for you to bounce back and get back into the groove because you have now overexerted yourself. So please do, if we're really trying to maximize ourselves this year and our ability to do work, and we're trying to be more productive, then I think that we do need to keep all the things we just talked about in mind, tailor it to our needs, and stick to it so that we can see our productivity grow. All right. So that was pretty good today. What time is it? Oh, we did good. I only went over a little bit. I knew it was going to be a little long, but I try to keep these to 30 minutes. Guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, definitely let me know. If you're watching the replays, definitely tell me hi. If you have any questions related to or not related to this particular talk, put it in the comments as well. If you're interested in getting a copy of my planner, this is a daily business planner. It is undated. You can start it at any time. It actually walks you through your business plan, marketing strategies. It does monthly check-ins, monthly forecasts, financial plans, a little bit of ad preparation, note taking, keeping up with contacts. It has a lot. That's why it's a thick one. But if you're interested in it, definitely drop planner in the comment section. So I'll make sure that you're one of the first people to get the link to grab it. We have a digital version. There are a couple of cover options. This just happens to be my personal favorite one. It is in color. The cover, so don't think everything has to be in black and white. but yes, there are some digital version options. It's still daily, it's undated, and then we have the hardbacks that'll be available. I should say hardbacks, but paper versions. There we go, that are available as well. So you can grab it at any time, and it really will help you. The first, I don't even know. I'd probably say the first 20 pages, something like that, are just planning pages where it walks you through a lot of different areas that are important to business owners to make sure you're set up for success. Like I said, it has financial projections, product planning, product personal well-being stuff in here, business plan, login information. If you're like me and I lose passwords, it allows you to brain dump and set goals, do market analysis, break down your goals that like we've been talking about. Make sure you have your product line or your product suite, social media planning, marketing plans, and action plan outlines. It's a lot. I worked on this for a long time, but I knew what my target audience needed, and I wanted to make sure that I provided it all in one place. If you're interested in that, put planner in the chat. If you have a question, like I said, related to this talk or related to my zone of genius, definitely throw it in there. If not, just tell me hello, and maybe let me know your biggest takeaway or your thought from this presentation. But guys, with that being said, I'm gonna let you go. We will see you next Monday Night Live. Wow. Next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have a great night. I said that and didn't have the video ready. Let's try it again. Have a great night. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.